Hi, it's Hazel and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. I am going to show you some exceptional books that I thrifted. Now, most of them came from a bookseller, although a couple did come from a thrift store. Now, I have my camera higher than normal to try to accommodate this gigantic book, and it doesn't fit. I know that. I will attempt to measure it and tell you what's what. So 12, so it's 16 inches high and about 18 and a half inches wide. Now, I did pay some pretty good money for this book, but because I was buying several items, he ended up, knocking the price down to, I paid less than half of what this was listed at, and let's just say it was listed at 3 digits. It's from the 1940s. You'll see the other books I've gotten, and I would assume, I'm hoping, I can open this without hitting the camera. My intention, I think, at some point would be to deconstruct this book and make it available through the next time, not the next time, but a time that I am a guest seller on Angela, the Traveling Crafters live sale. I would treat it similar to how I treated that vintage wallpaper book that I took apart. Wallpaper mural book that I took apart. And basically ended up bundling those pages and selling them, I think, in 3s, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I'm going to hit the boom here. So, yeah, somebody has written circa 1940s. So I will just try to do this without upsetting anything. It's a coil-bound book. I don't know if you can see that or not. The pages are all matte, which is lovely. The pages are also double-sided. So given how big these pages are, they could probably, what did I say, 16 inches high? They could theoretically make, you could make a journal using up to here and then using the bottom part for a smaller journal. So, imagine this house as a journal cover, especially for those of us who love house plans, who love interior decor, staging, that kind of stuff, and all the imagery and paint swatches and stuff that go along with that. So I'm not going to flip through every page. There are, I thought it was about, so it's over 80 pages big. Let's get past the houses. And now we're into the interiors. So, it's a glimpse back in time. Unless, of course, you're living in a museum and this is what you see every morning when you wake up. So they do say that, or maybe that was just at the beginning. Okay, it says, this is a printed color photograph. The painted color chips at the end of the book should be referred to for the purpose of determining the exact shade desired. So we're talking here about coral for the walls, green for the floor. And again, I'm not going to show you every single one because we have much more to get to. And of course, you're only seeing what's on this side because I cannot make you see anything more. So you know, and you can also see the quality of the furniture from back in the day, like burled walnut and quarter sawn oak, and I mean, this kitchen is kind of. I remember there was a time when I thought, oh, this will be so cute. Not functional, not practical, but I don't know. It must have been, well, it was popular at the time, and a person thought, yeah. Oh, and look at this chrome set. Pretty plain Jane compared to the kind that we had. You know, ours was much thicker, had a nice apron around it. Chairs were a lot plusher. When I left home at 18 to go to college, I took a chrome chair, or maybe two, yeah, probably two, that had a, like an in-your-face floral pattern, you know, vinyl on the seat and back, and of course the chrome studs around the top. Those were the days. I think I still have, do I still have one of those chairs? I don't know. I'll just add it to my list of things I've misplaced. Oh my goodness. And you know, this was a big design feature back in the day. You had the little display space there for, you know, something or other. And then incorporating a little, you know, desk or home office type area. Well, you were really something pretty special at that point. Again, just flipping ahead. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's bad. Bad, bad, bad. Whoopsie. I remember that when colored porcelain came out for bathrooms. Oh, and look at this. Or can you? Oh, I'm so sorry. Maybe I'll just try to move this so you can see that sink. Like, obviously it functioned, but not at all practical. Most of us need storage space. Anyway, yeah, I remember when colored porcelain came out, and you know, I've seen some stuff in my day. I can't remember. I don't think we ever lived with any colors, although maybe that's not true. Anyway, I don't remember the story, so I better not try starting to tell you. Look at this rumpus room. Anyway, okay, enough of this. Those are the paint swatches. They feel like, yeah, this one is starting to lift. Is there more than one page? Oh, yeah. Look, semi-luster. Washable satin enamel. And that's when paint, of course, had lead in it, and it was as stinky as could be. And you needed solvent to clean your brushes. Or in my case, I would put a brush in a can, you know, a big enough can, like you used to be able to get canned goods in those bigger cans. Anyway, put it in a can or an ice cream pail or whatever with solvent, sitting in solvent. Wait weeks or months for the solvent to evaporate. Realize the brushes have petrified, and then throw them away and replace them. So, yeah, that's how some people do it. Like me. And then my husband says, well, you know, you can buy a heck of a lot of solvent or paint thinner for the price of, you know, instead of keep replacing the brushes. Anyway, enough about that. Okay, so let me see what you can see. I'm thinking maybe I should come down a bit. The books are, you know, kind of big, but don't need to have you near the sky. Okay, Oh, I meant to look this up. The classic Voland edition, Mother Goose, illustrated by Frederick Richardson. Here is an older version. It says Voland edition, Mother Goose, 1697 to 1915. Well, this one is a strange and some little monster. You know, it just annoys me to no end. I think that when people, and I do have that upcoming in another book, you know, kids, I guess, are one thing, but when people scribble and deface, well, maybe they were kids, even in a home medical book, I think that's a bigger insult and assault on a book than anything we might do to them, because we treat books with a degree of reverence. Anyway, I shouldn't be wasting your time doing this. Anyway, this book was strange in that, well, you can see I've already, here are the little borders. I cut out around the plates, or around the illustrations, I mean. So there are lots of those, and I think because of their age, I could scan them. Look at these geese and those flowers. Like, that was sort of the decoration around these first pages. Now, I haven't read this, but I just thought that was really cool. And that's cool. Yeah, 1915. Anyway, the part that was weird about this is that the rest of the book is like a scrapbook in that all the pages are blank. I mean, the paper is beautiful. Now, somebody, of course, was sticking these things down. Oh, not as bad as some scrapbooks that I've taken apart. You know, and I could have been this person, because I used to read, collect, save, and still have them, things like this that were either very witty or very inspirational or very, you know, just ring true. Anyway, so there are, you know, odds and ends in here. Haven't really looked at them. This is a 1931 homecoming. So Frank Oliver, would he have been a politician? 50 years of homesteading. I don't know. There's an area in Edmonton named after all, you know, a lot of an area called Oliver. So anyway, so that was weird, like I said. Handwriting. More handwriting. Heck of a lot of empty pages. Yes, and that was that. I think, oh, these are the end papers, I guess. So there was that. Better put this back in here. Now this one is, you know, considerably newer. Oh, I forgot to tell you sizes. 12 essentially by 9 and a bit. Same geese. I don't know if this one had a date. Oh, yes. Okay, 19. Okay, that's Roman numerals, but I think I can do it. Yeah, it seems like it's 1915. But then there must have been a renewal in 1971. But even that is forever ago. Now, this, of course, has many more pages. And, of course, they are illustrated. Cute little corner decorations there. Now, I didn't look at the front of the book. Just see if the illustrations are the same. Do I remember all those crows? Or those... Let's just quickly... There's some crows. Now I'm only looking at one side of these. Rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like there may be some similar ones, but perhaps all new ones. So that's really nice. So maybe that one. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. And you probably don't really care about that anyway. Okay. This was the thing that kind of made me annoyed. This is a 2-volume set. That's volume 2. I'll put it aside. This is volume 1. Now, I didn't try getting these things off. You can see that this book is so heavy. Love this maroon, purpley, deep aubergine eggplant color. And it is $18.99. So tell me, what good reason is there to do this to a book? Or this? So $18.99. The Household Physician. Or this. Or this. Well, you see where I'm going with it. Anyway, this book, I did have a closer look at it when I got home. I'm thinking, hey, this is kind of cool. And I'm thinking, why is it kind of on the lumpy side? Well, looky here. This opens up. There's a rib cage. See, wouldn't it be great if doctors could do this? Oh, let's see behind the right lung. Oh, let's look behind the left lung. Oh, there's a stomach. Oh, there's a diaphragm. Like, isn't that the coolest thing you've ever seen? The liver. Anyway, so that I thought was pretty cool. And I said to the guy, because of course he gave me a deal on these as well. I said, you know the thing about those medical books? I says, it's too bad they have all those pictures of rashes and pustules. He says, that's why people want them. Anyway, so look at this. This is how you would have treated bronchitis and false croup back in the day. There's the woman aspirating breast milk. That looked like some kind of torture device, too. Okay. A rash, anyone? There are... I know some people are grossed out by this. I have to say that I don't mind. I like medical books. I like seeing what we're made of. But I have never in my life, nor would I ever, watch Dr. Pimple Popper. And yet I guess some people are hooked on that. What, pray tell, is this? Is it an ad for typewriters or a fountain pen? Oh, and anyway, in case you ever wondered what newsprint does, the acidity in newsprint does, there you have it. Now, oh, more. And I read some of the captions, and I read, kind of the things that kind of appealed to me. And I was thinking, holy cow, has medicine ever come a long way? When you see some of the, if I can ever find them, the pictures of military men, I kind of like that too. The brain looks very simple back in 1899. Look at this. Anyway, when you think about how little was actually known about the inner workings of a body, I love this. Have you ever seen a more graceful, muscular person? Usually they're standing there like kind of like dopes, but this is beautiful. Like maybe a ballet dancer. Where? Oh, here, these soldiers. Okay, so these guys have splinted this guy's leg with a rifle. I don't know. It seems to me that it would have been pretty scary to need medical care back in the day. Although, okay, this says first aid treatment of a fractured collarbone. My son in minor hockey broke his collarbone, and I have to say it wasn't much different. Although he did have a splint, well, he had the sling, but also some kind of a device that helped keep those shoulders pulled back, where you could kind of tighten it, reef on it a bit, so that the shoulder, so the two bones would knit together. Apparently, there is a little bump that never did, so it's never perfect. Love a skeleton, not from the creepy Halloween perspective, but just because it's fascinating to me. As part of the Ukrainian tradition, for the 6 weeks after Easter, there are graveside services at the different cemeteries. Anyway, so there was, we were there, and this guy was, we asked about his mother, and of course she wasn't there. She had broken, just without falling, hitting, doing anything, like when you have osteoporosis, sometimes you hear about bones spontaneously breaking. Both femurs, the two biggest bones in her body, broke at the same time. So, like, I guess a 7-hour surgery and, a hellish healing process. And, of course, she is never coming home, and she will never walk on her own again. I think she's close to 90, though. Again, more scribbling. Some fool. Okay, so that was volume 1. I won't, yikes, we've got some crumbs falling off this book. This spine is a little worse, but this has a few better illustrations. So this was the first thing I discovered. Then I went back to that first book. So let's see the bottom of the thorax. Well, there's that same liver. So here we have the large intestine. Oh, there are those guts. I don't know why. Okay, what is going on here? Name that organ. I don't know. This ripped off something. Is that part of the I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'll just show you the best parts of this volume. Well, I'll show you some nurses. Look at those nurses. Can you imagine how comfortable those get-ups were to work in? You had that goofy thing tied to the top of your head, like a little bonnet. Aprons, full-length skirts, nice tight cuffs, big poofy sleeves. I don't know, that just seems, I don't know, maybe it was very sterile. So it's showing how to transfer a patient and there are those same guys with the guy on a stretcher now. Oh, this is how to stop blood. Or what do they call it? Arresting blood flow or something. Anyway, still trying to get, I just don't know about the hair on these men. but whatever. Here they've used a scabbard and a bayonet as splints. You had to be resourceful. Here, it looks like they have used a 2x4. I don't know. Most people walking around with a 2x4? Okay, let me get... Oh, see? Poisonous plants. So, we have common or black henbane. I know monkshood is poisonous. Now this says black hellebore or Christmas rose. No idea about that. Then we have cuckoo pint or wake robin, woody nightshade or bittersweet, common thorn apple. Oh, see, that flower looks like a datura to me. Oh yeah, that's the Latin name. Datura, yes, that is poisonous. I had one at one time because I loved the flower. Oh my goodness, so showy. Okay, what's this? Deadly nightshade. Oh, belladonna. I'm looking also at the Latin names here. And then fly-blown mushroom, whatever. And this one is poisonous lettuce. I guess that's a good thing. It's right in the name. So yes, that's all I did notice in here, and this is again when it kind of hit me about how much knowledge has changed. They're calling this the composition of foods, and they have broken it down like this, sort of like a bar graph here. Nitrogenous or proteids, fats, carbohydrates, that was a hyphenated word back in the day, mineral matters, and water. Yeah, I don't know. So it says, wait, where I saw something about bread. Thus, but of course, bread isn't like it was back in the day either. Thus, wheat bread is seen to consist of proteids. What about proteins? To the extent of 9%, of fat to the extent of 2%, of carbohydrates, sugar and starch, to the extent of 50%. Like, I don't know. It just seems a bit strange. And of course, you know, advancements have been made. Food as a store of energy. Well, I think every woman under the sun knows about the definition of calorie. I'm not bitter, though. Okay, now, couple more, perhaps interesting ones for you. I bought this. The Boys' Own Annual. Spine is having a moment of despair here. And it's a big book as well. It's 11 by 8.5 and 1 3/4 thick. Kind of nice end papers. And here they say estimated to be 1927-28. Oh, look at that tall ship. Sandy, are you seeing this and admiring it? Got my little mats under here and they keep slipping and sliding. Anyway, these books, I probably looked it up at some point, but I've forgotten. It says annual, so we know that means it was done yearly, but when did it start and when did it end? I do not know. But there are illustrations throughout. Oh, look at the trains. The giant locomotives of tomorrow. These kinds of things to illustrate, you know, short stories. Color plates as well. 1926 it says on there. Schematics of boat, I guess. So I won't spend too much time on this. There's another one. What is that? Is that cricket? Is that kind of a paddle? These books were printed in London, or well, in England. Now, I noticed as I was flipping through that there are some jokes, or so they allege. And I thought, oh, maybe I can find something good and tell you guys a joke. Give you a smile, make you laugh. But I'm telling you, kind of corny, and maybe you had to be there. Okay. Tripper. I wish I'd come to this restaurant last year when I was in town. Proprietor. It's very kind of you to say that, sir. Tripper. Yes, this fish would have been a lot fresher then. Okay, that's not bad. I didn't see this page before. Oh, the neighbor says, "Come quick, your Mary's fallen into the pond." Farmer, what has? Neighbor, your wife, Mary. Farmer, Mary? You did give me a shock. I thought you said it was the mare. Looks like he would have been more upset about losing the mare than Mary. An elderly gentleman called at a city office on the afternoon of a big football match and said to the principal, "I think my grandson, Peter Smith, is employed there. May I speak to him for a few minutes?" "I'm sorry," was the reply, "but he's gone to attend your funeral." Playing hooky to watch the game, perhaps? Oh, that's pretty fancy. Prince Henry. Don't know who he is. Patrol leader. Anyway, I won't spend much more time on that. There's another pooch. And of course, you know, with old things, there are things that are not, you know, we've come a long way, baby, in terms of what is considered appropriate. So you can expect in a book like this that there will be, you know, some things that make you give your head a shake today. But in fairness to those who've come before us, that was just the way it was. Not that it's right, not that I'm excusing anything, but no doubt we will be judged as well. Okay, so I showed you that, the Boys' Own Annual. I did have this one prior to. I probably showed this in a past, you know, what's in my bookcase series that I did. Look at this. This fold-out thing. Arms and badges used in the British Empire. So that was pretty cool. Now this volume, oh, wonder, did this not have the same sort of setup? Well, they've got the, so this one is actually a little bit older by a few years. Colored trains. Again, you know, just showing that from time to time, the, oh, look, that's a Mountie. Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Capturing a fur thief. Look at that. European Orders of Chivalry. So, you know, some of these books are maybe, I don't know. Well, I guess it depends on what the theme was, but Trespasser. Okay, but the best of all is when you can find the Girl's Own Annual. Because I think those of us who are female are more impressed and interested in, so this is 1912 to 1913, more interested and impressed in feminine imagery. Now it says summer, so I don't know if that's just, but look how beautiful that is. And look at this page. So obviously I will be going through this and digitizing the images. I will just try to hit some of the high spots. I haven't really flipped through it myself, other than to see, you know, girlish modes of hairdressing. That would be kind of cute in a digital, wouldn't it? Unusual crochet insertions. And this book is in great condition. Now, again, because I was spending a fair bit of money, he did give me a break on everything. I think sometimes a guy prices based on what he sees on the internet. And I said, you know, that price is a little, like with that Sherwin-Williams book. I said, you know, that price is kind of out of sight. And I said, and clearly no one is paying it, because every time I come here, I look at it. You know, and I go maybe there every few months. So sometimes I think, you know, he didn't need much persuading to think, yeah, let me get rid of it. Look how cute this is. Clothes for the tiny children. Dolls' clothes and toy animal patterns. Can you imagine making your own little cow? Or your own little dog? Cute, cute. Just, you know, some things like that is so beautiful. How I Paint Roses. You know, and I guess, well, what can we expect of 1912? Can you imagine if more of this was in color? There'd be drool marks all over it. Okay, dresses for afternoon and evening wear. Beautiful. Some pretty hats. Novelties in beadwork. Why the child is slow at school. Okay, where's the big concern about these kids? There are many parents who are not totally indifferent to the mental development of their children, and they attempt to help Oh, the result is often far more disastrous than a complete letting alone. 99 parents out of every 100 who attempt to help the children with their lessons only succeed in doing their work for them. Homework is given children as an exercise. They should be able to do it quickly and easily, and if they're not strong enough, it will certainly not help them to have a father or mother take the exercises intended for them. Okay. There did seem to be a bit of, what would the word be? Maybe preachiness or holier than thou kind of attitude back in the day, I think. Maybe it was just the more formal way that that people were writing, but it just seemed like, okay, I have the answers, and I will now tell you the answer. And of course, that still happens today, probably mostly online too. But the reality is that most things, you can't make declarations about most things because there are always the other side. There are extenuating circumstances. There are what ifs and therefores. I love this. And can you see how much more? Okay, sorry guys. But really, so much more nice stuff in the girls' annual than in the boys'. Oh, I guess we had to have a couple gunslingers just for some measure, but just beautiful. I love all these hats. Hard anger. I did a few pieces of that back in the day. Of course, I was in my burgundy phase, so I used burgundy pearl cotton. Okay, I guess I better speed this up. Although, because I didn't flip through it, I'm doing it as much for me as I am for you. Styles that are seasonable. Luster painting on china. The Queen of Norway. Again, beautiful. So, you know, illustrating these short stories or serialized stories. Anyway, I hope I'm filming this on Sunday. I guess it's Memorial Day weekend in the States. So I hope that if you are celebrating that or have those days off all in a row, that you're enjoying yourself. I'm not sure what people do really, but I know if it was me, I'd be in my craft room. I did force myself to go outside today and reorganize the garden shed. I put out some bedding plants, planted strawberries, I didn't finish. Oh, and I have to transplant so many house plants that have gotten away on me. Those are nice. Look at how they spell doilies with an apostrophe. And centerpieces was hyphenated. Anyway, it's all in an effort to get my life in order before surgery. Lovely. When ferns were lordly forests. Anyway, I will stop there. And, well, I'll let you soak this in as I say goodbye. I think that I don't know where you would have to, or how lucky you would have to be to find a book like this, you know, at a thrift store price. But I think that clearly it's an exceptional publication. And if you need rationalization and an enabler, I'm happy to help. You know, when you think about paying, well, I can't remember the last time I bought a trade paperback. If I would suspect that a fictional novel in paperback or trade paperback size is probably approaching $20. So, and that is fiction, and that is a paperback. And then there's something like this. I will leave you to ponder that. Anyway, I did try cleaning this cover a bit. I don't know what all this schmutz is on here. I was using kind of a dried up, oh, I see there's something missing here. These are little divots. I did use a nearly dried up a wet wipe, so I didn't, you know, did negligible good, but I might try that again. At any rate, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed tripping down memory lane with me. I mean, not that any of us were here to see these books when they were first published, but reminiscing about the quality of books and publishing back in the day. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.